Is there anything in particular that you could say to anybody that they should do to be more likely to get a mortgage? What's the basic steps that you'd give anybody?
So first things first is get your credit report and keep an eye on your credit report all the time. The Americans look after it like it's gold, but over here it seems to be a little bit lax. You can get some free sites that are quite good. You have different credit reference agencies. So you've got Experian, you've got Equifax, you've got one that's called Nodal, but I think they've now changed their name now. You've got another one called Call Credit. And you've got all of these different ones that give you access to, you can get apps on your phone that you can look at everything that's going on. So missed payments, loans, credit cards, CCJs, making sure that you're on the voters roll is a really important one to improve your credit score. Simple and basic, but just register at the address you're at, and just constantly review it every single month. I get an alert every month with what's going on and if there's been any significant changes, or if I've transferred a zero balance credit card or paid a lump sum off something or whatever. And those ones are good because they just keep it in line. So that's the first thing, is definitely everybody should do that. The second thing is going to be deposit for a buy to let. Probably at the moment, because of the scenario that we're in around COVID, criteria is changing like a light switch at the moment. Deals are here one day and gone the next. So in normal circumstances, I would say, 15% deposit as a bare minimum. You could get one with 20. Ideally, you want 25, but that's constantly changing all the time at the moment. So deposit is probably the second thing you need. And then the third thing is income doesn't even really come into it. Because what dictates the amount of mortgage that you can get on any buy-to-let, HMO, serviced accommodation, anything that's going to receive an income from the property is the rental income itself, because that's what pays the mortgage.
Fantastic. So would you say, because when I sort of learned about the property at first, everyone's saying to you, don't leave your job because you just won't be able to get a mortgage. And when I left my job and then started buying property, I was terrified. And I mean, luckily I came across you and your company, because I just thought I'm never going to be able to get a mortgage because I'm quite new to business. I don't have a set income, but now I know that it can be done, but with the right broker. So many people have this misconception, don't they?
Yeah. What you generally have, and this is where it's different, in there's as I always reference things like supermarkets. When you look at supermarkets as an example, you've got Aldi and Lidl kind of at the bottom end of the supermarket, at the chains, and their target market and demographic that they're positioning themselves at. And they are volume and numbers. That's what that type of supermarket is. You've then got your middle of the road, kind of your Tesco's, maybe your Sainsbury's bordering in there. And then you've got your expensive and your elite kind of up at Waitrose and Marks and Spencer's. And mortgage brokers generally fall into those kind of three categories in a weird kind of way. There's companies out there that have got hundreds of advisors that don't charge a fee, but they are literally like a sausage factory. So if you speak to someone in there, you're not going to get the service, and the people are leaving because they're pissed off and unhappy. The second thing is they'll say no because they've got another 100 people on the end of the phone that they can speak to, and they'll just pick the easy deals. So also the thing that's happened is, like, pre-credit crunch, it was so easy to get a mortgage. You could literally sign a piece of paper. And there's still people out there who believe that who only work in that scenario like it was in the good old days. Whereas now it's so much harder. It takes a lot more work. And if you really want to find somebody that fits your circumstances, you need to find someone who, like me and my firm, is a bit like a dog with a bone. We hate saying no. And it all stems from when a bank said no to me in 2015. And that's what the whole premise of my book is about. I hate saying no to people because I know what it feels like personally. And I find people in my team who have the same ethos and the same attitude.
That's great. And that's for anybody looking for a mortgage advisor, for a broker, Gary's company is fantastic. And like I said, my circumstances are quite difficult because I've come from a relationship breakdown with significant debt, and I thought I wouldn't be able to get a mortgage with no set income, anything like that. And I've used the buy, refurbish, refinance model, purchased with cash from investors initially, and I've gone to Gary to please help me remortgage these properties and get this cash back out now. And they're all 4 remortgages are coming through. The mortgage office has just coming in. So it's been a really great experience, as in all that hassle and worry is taken away from you, and dealing with people who know the lenders, who know who to go to. It helps you, as in, you know, when people go around social media and they ask in groups which lender do you go to, and I think there's nothing worse than you doing the research yourself. Like, leave it to someone who specializes in that, and that's their job. And, you know, pay them to do their job properly and find you the right deal and take all that stress away from you, and let them chase you, you know, for everything that needs to happen, and follow up on these deals. So it's so important.